Good morning. Welcome to a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. All right. Good morning. Good morning, you all. Thank you for joining my live. Sorry, I had some technical difficulties this morning, but I am on. I am late, but that's okay. Um, so, as always, I come on and I remind everyone that I do not own the rights to the music. The music is just playing in the background to kind of set the scene. So as always, I come on giving honor and glory to Mother, Father, God, Universe. Thank you for waking us up this morning and seeing us throughout the day. Thank you for being so awesome and having your way with us. Thank you for watching over us as we slept last night, protecting us, keeping us fully dressed. We're in the full armor of God, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, but of truth and shoes of peace. Thank you for waking us up this morning and continue to provide for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Giving honor and glory to God always. Thank you for just being so awesome and loving us, loving me back to me, loving myself. Thank you, God, for just protecting us. I pray for safe travel and mercies as we travel to and from our destinations today. Um, I also give much respect and gratitude to our big brother Jesus, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team here and far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and good morning to you all out there. Let me go back and put this on. All right. So again, I do not own the rights to the music. It is just music playing in the background. Um, how many of you out there know that life happens, and when things happen, you just have to keep going. You don't give up. You just keep going. So the topic or the umbrella in which I'm going to talk about today is tips for when life feels hard. And this can go in any direction that it chooses to go. I always say, God, less of me and more of you. So God, use me as you see fit. Turn this down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. But again, I don't own the rights, and I don't own the rights to the commercials that come on with the radio as well. So that is just music playing in the background. But I thank you all for coming on and joining. This morning, I was trying to get on, thought that I wasn't going to be able to get on this morning, but I thank God for allowing it to be possible to come on this morning. As always, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Nidra Simmons. I come on to uplift, to encourage, to help you see things in a different way, to help things make sense to you, because that's what it's all about. Make it make sense for yourself. That's how you can know what you're doing, and that's how you know what way to move and so forth. So I come on to encourage, uplift, and help. And I give honor and glory to God because it's God that's leading me to come on and is directing me on how to speak to everyone out there. I ask that God allow me to speak to those who need to hear the message, and they receive it out of love because I'm giving it out of love. But I got the topic tips for when life feels hard. That could be in a lot of situations. We got a lot of people going through things that they're not telling nobody about. You got people that is struggling just to get out of bed, just to move and get the day started. You got people that have real life issues and things that's going on with them that is um, that can affect them mentally. So uh, this is a broad topic, so it can go any direction that it wants that it needs to go in. Um, but I know when times get hard for me, my first thing is to want to go to sleep and just get in a better headspace so that when I wake up, I'm not um, as anxious or as upset or worrying so much. I do, have a conversation with God and find out what's the message that I need to learn from this action that's going on with me. But I don't stop. I keep going. Um, Times can get really hard, and I just remember now that I'm not alone. Before in the past, I used to think that I was alone. So I would sit there and I would cry and I would hide. I mean, I would do what I have to do. Don't get me wrong. If I had to get out to go to work, I would go out to go to work. Do what I have to do, but then I'd be quiet. I wouldn't say what I was feeling unless it was too full and overwhelming. Ethiopia's in the house. But yeah, I would uh, mask it until it was too much, and if it was too much, then sometimes it spilled over. But I would have to get myself back to a spot to where I would not continue to let it spill over. But life be life, and things happen, and we have to understand. Um, and it's hard to understand when you're in the mix of it. But that and good morning, all that's joining the live. Thank you for joining the live. Um, but yeah, just you got to keep going. Life is going to throw you some challenges, um, but as long as you know who you are, whose you are, and who you serve, then it should be a little bit easier to keep coping, to just keep going. So yeah, it was just a rough morning this morning. I woke up agitated, but I'm giving honor and glory to God because I sat there and I was forced to just lay flat on my stomach and have a conversation with God. And I did. And then as soon as I finished, things were resolved. Now, sometimes it's not going to be that easy in whatever situation that you're going through, but still, you don't give up. You keep going. Sometimes you just have to be quiet and just pause for just a moment. Let whatever they have to pass over you. And sometimes it'll pass and stop right over you. But stay calm and just wait. And I know that's easier said than done. Trust me. Um, because I do believe life gets better. We go through things and it's temporary. Um, you know, and you know, when you're in the middle of it, you're thinking, why me? Woe is me. Why is this always happening? Especially if things happen over and over and over again. Sometimes you're not doing anything wrong. Sometimes you just need to stop and stay in your spot for just a moment and regroup. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. But yeah, I apologize to all of those out there. I told you I'll come on at 5. I had some technical difficulties this morning. Thank you. And but I'm here nevertheless. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. But yeah, for those that are coming on the topic we're under the umbrella of the topic, tips for when life gets hard. And I was just sharing, sometimes you just have to sit still and let it pass, like the clouds pass by. Sit still and let it pass you by for just a moment. And while you're sitting still, you're clearing your mind. And or you can have a conversation with God or your spirit team if you don't have anybody physically around to help you. Or you can phone a friend. Whatever it is that you need to do without, taking yourself out of character. Because, when life goes well, there's always something that wants to take that wellness away from you. There's always something that's trying to bring you to where you shouldn't be, but you have to be strong within yourself and push yourself to where you need to be. And I know that's also easier said than done, because life has been life for me for years, and I'm still going, and I know that things are going to happen. I'm just to the point now where I need a break. I need a lifeline. I'm throwing in my lifeline. Let me just give me a rope or something so I can climb up and be consistent for just enough to catch my breath. I mean, I would like to be consistent always, but life be life, and challenges take place. So you just keep going, and that's the main way of how you can get through any hard time, is to keep going. How are you entertaining yourself in the meantime, between time, so that you can keep going? And I like listening to music. I like writing. So there's just a lot of different things that you can do between time. I'm interested to know if you guys have any tips that you can share for me or anybody else out here on how you can cope through the hard times when life feels really hard for you and you have responsibilities and obligations to continue to take care of, so you can't give up, you can't stop, you got to keep going. So what are some things out there that you do that is helpful for you that you can help give us out here so we can also partake in that, so when times get hard we have another avenue to go? Just believe in God. Yes, that's good. And I do. And that works, no doubt. But when you're in the middle of something, you want to see some action. And I have to remind myself on that note too, that things don't happen in my time and they happen in God's time. And God's timing is the best timing. I always say God can see further than I can. So I just cope with it, you know. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining the line. But yeah, any other suggestions or any other ways out there? That's a good one. I'm not putting that aside. That's number one. Um, you know, but yeah, life can be challenging. But it's good to know that you're not by yourself. You have, um, good morning. You can thank them for the support. Oh, thank y'all for your support. It's telling me what to tell y'all. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. For those of you that's just joining, we're having a cup of conversation and food for thought on tips for when life feels hard. What do you do to help yourself move forward when life feels hard? That is healthy for you. Because I know if you look at this, some people can do the easy route and they can take something to just numb them for just a moment. But that's just a moment. You're still going to have to come back to reality. That's the same thing like with me. I say I'll go to sleep. If if I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or right when I get home from work or whatever the case might be, something 9 out of 10 times something is off. But yeah, what are some exactly, giving up is a sin. Giving up doesn't prove anything. It just it doesn't prove anything. You got to keep going. I mean, every day we have a routine that we practice, whether we are conscious of it or not. Every day we get out of bed, we go to the bathroom, we prepare ourselves to get dressed, and we move on out. Life challenges is going to be the same thing. Sometimes you wake up, you don't have no electricity. You still got to make a way to keep going. Sometimes you wake up, you don't have no water. You got to find a way to keep going. Sometimes you wake up and the way you left it the night before has changed the day that you're getting up, and you still have to go on. You got life responsibilities that is real, and you have to keep going. You know, a lot of I'm just it's just it's just every I don't know. I'm just my mind is like I want to say a lot of things, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want to know some ways that we can cope with as a whole in this world to help one another to be able to move forward and to continue to keep going when things get hard. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Yes, keep going. These to attract your energy. Yeah. But what about those that's tired, that have been going on for years and years, and they're just tired, and they know they got to keep going, but they're tired. What do you tell those folks? Every time you go 4 steps forward, something brings you 10 steps back. What do you tell these people? Hi there, how are you? Great, how you doing? And thank you for joining the live. You know, things sound so easy to talk about when you're not going through the situations. But those that are in the situations, what are you saying to get them? Just tell them to keep the faith. Okay. It's a rising star. Thank you. Um, But yeah, and it's so easy to go and take something, drink something, and just escape the moment for the moment. But when you get sober, you got to go right back into it. A lot of people didn't wake up this morning. You're right. A lot of people didn't wake up this morning. So that is another thing to be grateful for, that you're here to live this life another day, to get past this situation, and to be able to appreciate your ladder, because your ladder shall be greater. That's what I believe. To each his own. If that works for you. I ain't gonna comment on that one. But anyway, thank you for sharing. I did ask. I did ask, and you gave an answer. So thank you for giving the answer. But yeah, just keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. No matter how many challenges life has, I remind myself that life is Earth School. It's a school that we're going to learn from every single day. So we're going to go through things whether we want to or not. We're going to have to overcome things. We need to ask, what is the lesson? I sometimes don't ask that, but I need to start asking God, what is the lesson that I need to learn from this situation? This morning, I was all set to come on here and be on time at 5 o'clock. I got up. Everybody needs to understand what heals them easily. I choose music and coffee to push my emotions. That's a good combination. I have music and coffee. It works for me too. What is your game plan for the lesson? What the lesson are you going to gain from the lesson? You mean life? If you're referring to life, or you're talking about this topic? Anything that you get off of here, you gain an additional knowledge. You're gaining another way of looking at something. You're gaining a way to make it make sense to you. And if you're talking about life, you're gaining experience, knowledge, and wisdom so you can go forward. I'm talking about the lesson in life. Okay. Well, you have to live in this world, so you're going to have to know how to maneuver through it. So you have to go through some things and get past them so that you can make it through to the other side. And then you have to teach others. If you have children or if you work with other people, even jobs, you're teaching other people at your job. So it's just a part of, I think we're living through it right now. We're talking. That's another way, yeah. And I am a 100% believer that communication and conversation is a form of healing. It is a form of healing. It's a free form of healing. It does require you, though, to know to use your discernment and your intuition, because you can't just feel free to talk to anybody, because you don't know who is going to use that information against you. And if you're strong and comfortable in your skin and with who you are, it doesn't matter what other people say, because if you're the one that's telling them the stuff, you're the one that told them. So how is it going to come back and get you? I'm the one that told you. But still, I always say use caution when you're sharing your experiences or stories to other people, because you got people that have uh, personal alter, personal motives, alternative motives. I just got to be on the same page and communicable with one another. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, um, but yeah, I'm pausing for a minute to just clear my head and to see what else is coming in there. Good morning. Do you work at the hospital? No, I do not. But but thank you for all of you who contribute. If you definitely going to fulfill your purpose, you will go through hard time situations to teach you less. Wait, go through hard situations to teach you less. Okay, you can go through situations that's going to teach you more or less lessons. Um, But yeah, and it's all how you look at things too. If you are a person that looks at the glass halfway full, then you're one step closer to where you need to be. If you're someone that looks at the glass halfway empty, then there's room to grow. There's I think you should look at the glass halfway full to give you that benefit of the doubt, to give you that encouragement to want to move forward and to do what it is that you need to do. Um, but yeah, you have a lot of things that's going on with people in the world, and it's a lot of people that go through some horrific things that they don't tell nobody. And then you got some brave souls that do tell people what they're going through, and what that does is bring awareness to the situation of what's going on in the world, and how people have gone through so many things, and how strong people are, how resilient they are, and how a lot of things was unnecessary. But on the same note, you're strong enough to overcome whatever it is that you did overcome. And a lot of people can't cope with the fact that they have to go through things, and and they have to learn something and teach others for it. Some people are like, why did they have to go do it? Why couldn't it be somebody else? Why not you? I mean, you were able to withstand it, and you're still here and surviving and going through it. If it was to happen to somebody else, they probably wouldn't have been able to make it through. They wouldn't have been here. But it's your strength and your knowledge and your wisdom and your ability to make it, to keep going. If you don't mind, would you read that? The one in the back. This one here. It says, the love of a family is one. I don't know if y'all can hear me if my back is turned, so let me turn this way. It says, the love of a family is one of life's greatest blessings. Family is a gift. A family is one of nature's greatest gifts. Family is forever. Treat your family like friends and your friends like family. Did you hear it? I think family is important too, but you got to be careful because some families are not close. You got some friends that are closer than family, and vice versa. And you got family that can cut you every chance they got. And then you got friends that'll be there for you. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was looking at the side. But yeah. Um, but yeah. Thank you for the compliment. You're sweet. Thank you. That's another thing too that can encourage people to keep going. Compliments, words of encouragement. Thank you. I try to be. I do not work at the hospital. For whoever keep asking me, what time you going to the hospital? But anyway, I come on to encourage, uplift, and that's my goal. I try to reach. If I can help just one person, I think I've done enough. And even if that one person is me, I've done enough. Because sometimes we just need to share some things to get some things off our chest. That's why I feel. I didn't ask it first. No, not you. Somebody else asked. Are you okay? I'm not a nurse. I consider myself a teacher. But yeah. Oh, are you saying because I'm coming on and I'm talking about healing with the conversation? It's a turquoise t-shirt. It's not even a nurse shirt. It's a t-shirt. But anyway. um but yeah, I do thank you all for your feedback and the back and forth conversation. That's what makes these lives a lot better, um, relatable, knowing that there are people that are going through real life situations that can use some help. Um, but yeah, but yeah. So, for those of you that are just coming on or scrolling through, um, the topic or the umbrella we're talking about is tips for when life feels hard. What do you do in situations like that? How can you overcome those situations? Are there some ways that you go through that you can share and have someone else also try to use so that they can cope with whatever they're going through? Um, I'm from I'm residing in North Carolina. Where are you from? Um, all right, but back to what I was saying. Oh, Georgia. Okay, Georgia's in the house. Um, what was I going to say? Tips for when life feels hard. Yes, tips when life feels hard. Um, like I said before, you just keep going. You don't get discouraged. You got too many people out here that's trying to break you down anyway. So don't encourage or do it to yourself. I tell people I'm my worst critic. I can do better all by myself. And I don't need to be bad to myself. I need to be good to myself. And that's another way too. You can make it through hard times. Get your focus off of whatever it is that you're doing or that's causing you to go through those hard times, and do something for yourself. Whether it's, I said take a nap, or pamper yourself. Um, mm, Sorry, y'all, like something's on my lip, but um, okay, that sounds like an idea, a way to go. Believe in yourself and follow the process. How many times you got married? What does that have to do with the tea in China? um, you never wanted to. But yeah. For those that are joining on, do you have any tips for when life feels hard? How do you help move forward? Thank you. Um, what tips do you have to overcome and get through hard times? I try to come on and pick topics. I ask God to help me find topics that will help individuals. Yeah, yeah, funny out there. But back to what I was talking about. That is important. God has to be in the center of everything that you do, and the center in your heart within yourself, so you can meditate one on one with God in your relationship, whether it's a situationship or relationship or friendship. God should still be in the center of all of that. That's God is who helped me cope and going forward thus far. God has always been there for me, never failed me, even when I thought I was by myself. So yes, that is a good tip. But what about those out there that don't believe in God? How can they go through life that feels hard? Sharing tips for overcoming hard times. Invite. Grand Rising Queen, I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you. You do the same. You keep making them videos. I've been smiling. Thank you for the heart. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, for those, um, we live in a world to where you have so many people. How you doing? That are coping with a lot of stuff. I do God is every other day. That's like in itself. Having God in the center helps me. Yeah, God is there, and I'm sorry you have to go through that. Um, I pray that God does a supernatural healing and helping you cope through all that you're going through. Sorry to hear that. Um, but yeah, so you have a valid reason on why you choose God to cope with what you have to go through. I have not been in that situation. I can only imagine. God has made us in His own image. We are created in the image of God. That is a true statement. But yeah, somebody said you're not smiling because life be lifing. But no, I still smile. No matter what I'm going through, I still smile. I'd rather smile than cry. I will smile any day, all day, because I think laughter is good for the soul. And laughter is another way, too, to get through the hard times. You're taking your mind off of that negative stuff. Thank you. You're taking your mind off of the negative stuff and focusing on um, something more uh, promising, something more uplifting. And that's another way you can get through these hard times. I'm thinking back to when people used to sing songs as a form of coping or relaying messages. So it's a lot of different things that we do or we can do to cope through the hard times. But one thing I don't want you to ever forget, don't ever give up on yourself during any hard time. Just know that this too shall pass. And I always say joy comes in the morning. And right now where I'm at is 6:04 in the morning AM. So joy is here. So I receive the joy and I'm going to move forward within it. Um, I know that every situation that we go through is temporary. And sometimes temporary can last a couple of years or months, but it's temporary. At some point, it's going to get better. And you just have to believe it. Ghana's in the house. Thank you for joining the live. And yes, it's going to get better. You just have to keep believing. You know, the longer you live, the more life situations you're going to have to go through. And you just have to understand that you're able to go through it. You're strong enough to go through it. You just got to do it. So, but yeah, good morning. So, but yeah, that's something that you have to go through. I'm looking at the post as it go up and down. So if I'm pausing, that's what I'm looking at. So our mindset will describe, where we belong. There's a 2 coin side. Just believe and push forward. Very good. True statement. Very encouraging phrase. Sure, nothing lasts forever. Then God's word. God is the author, the finisher, the alpha, the omega, the beginning, the end, the here, the great I am was here before time, during time, and after time. So yes. Um, But yeah, even when I come on and talk to you guys on these lives, it's helping me as well as I hope that I'm helping you all out there. And it gives me a different perspective on seeing things, because we think that we're going through so much stuff personally and that's a bad thing, but there's always somebody out there going through something worse than what we're going through, and we just have to just stay strong. Welcome to my live. Good morning to you all. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. um, for those that are just coming in, do you believe God is spiritual? Most definitely. That's why he says he is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's right. I believe God is spiritual. I do. I believe God's a spirit. We are spirits living in this fleshly body. That's how we're created in God's image. Um, but yeah, I do. Um, from where are you from? I am residing in North Carolina. Yes, I believe God is spiritual. Mm-hmm. Um, so, are there any other tips out there for when life feels hard? We've already talked about, not giving up. We talked about putting God first. We talked about having a cup of coffee and some good music. We talked about okay, you said God's a supernatural being. Thank you for sharing. God is whoever God is to you all. We all have a personal relationship to God, with God. That's why God has so many names, because we all have personal relationships with God. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. So, you know, when it comes to who God is or what name you have for God, I don't argue about it, because God has over 100 names, because people have shared their relationship with God, and based off of their relationship that they shared the name of which they call God. Where are you from? I am from residing in North Carolina. Um, but yeah, for those that are just coming on, we're talking about tips for when life feels hard. What are some things that you do to cope with life when it's hard? Some people sing. When I get in that car and I'm going through it, I'm singing in that car at the top of my lungs, on key and off key. It doesn't matter. As long as I sing, that's another way of releasing things out of your body. You may not be able to say what you want to say to whoever you want to say it, but you're singing, and that singing is going to release that extra anxiety, whatever it is that's in your body. Bring people on for your more board discussions. Bring people on for my more. Okay. It's going. Life is going. Life is good, and you need to be happy yourself. That's right. You need to be happy yourself, but sometimes you go through life and things get real, and you're not happy because you're dealing with what's going on. You need to make yourself happy. Thank you for joining my live. Good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Um, for those that are just joining, we're talking about tips for when life feels hard. How do you cope? How do you keep going? Which is the key thing of this topic, is you keep going. No matter what, you keep going, because whatever you're going through is temporary. It will be better at some point. Can't tell you when, but I know that, God's timing is the best timing. Life is not fair, but we must navigate by doing what makes us happy. For the most part, yeah. As long as what makes you happy is balanced and in good faith. Life is not fair, but we must navigate. Okay, I just read that one. But yeah, sure, but you can't kill yourself, then discover yourself and work on it. Yeah, if you mean as far as working so hard and overdoing it and hurting yourself, I don't advise that you do that. I advise that you work smarter, not harder. But some people don't know how to do that. You can say it, but some people don't know how to do it. Discussing ways to cope with hardship and finding strength and faith. Um, but yeah, it's all on how um, each individual moves. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you have any tips for us on how to how to?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you have any tips for life? How when life feels hard, how to cope? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
All right. Discussing ways to cope. Bring people on live to discuss. I did, but you didn't hear me. When life feels so hard, calm your spirit and silence and focus on your journey. That's good advice. How do you calm your spirit though? How do you tell someone that's to calm your spirit? What are some things you do for that person for them to calm their spirit? Drink coffee and listen to some music. That's one way. It is 6:12 here. Um, all right. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get back onto. All right. You skipped my comment. What was your comment? I'm sorry. I was looking through the I had someone that was trying to come live. Let me see if I can go back. What was your comment? Can you say it again? Uh-uh. What was your comment? Somebody keeps wanting to come on here, but when I hit it, okay. I'm gonna see if. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Do you have any tips for what to do when life feels hard, gets hard for you?
Yeah. Fact that
Too
I've been
much to
going
type.
through stuff like this for a while, and God has been helping me.
Mm-hmm.
Some people feel like when things is happening, God is the only thing they have to call. Like when I was going through some shit like financial, emotional, like
Mm-hmm.
love feelings, everything, I was like, what can I do to help myself?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I sit on my own, listen to music. It depends on what you're going through.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you're feeling like relationship matters, you go through things like music. It
Mm-hmm.
heals a lot. When you go through music, it heals a lot. Take your coffee in the morning. Think of what next.
Yeah. Try to come up with a game plan
Some
and see
people,
how you're gonna move through.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So some people feel like when things is happening, God is the only solution. They can call God. God, come and help me. God is not gonna come. God is coming through human form. God is in everybody. Like as I am now, God has made me in His image.
Mm-hmm.
God is in me. It depends. It's on two point side.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to be for the devil, if I want to be for the God, I have to choose.
Yeah, you gotta be balanced. It's duality. You have a choice. Good and evil is in both of us. Is in all of us.
So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So if you want to be good, if you want to be bad, it's up to you. That's His decision.
Mm-hmm.
God even said you work before you eat. God did not say I'm going to bring food for you.
Mm-hmm. I always
If
say.
you're going through financial stuff,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. If you're going through financial stuff, calm yourself. Think of something. Think like being creative. What can I do? How can I bring up myself?
Mm-hmm.
Then call God. God is going to bless everything you lay your hands on. So don't just sit somewhere and start thinking somebody will come for me. Nobody's going to come for you. You come for yourself.
That's what I always say. Is you against you in the world. It's you as a baby, as a toddler, as a teenager, adult, until you get a senior. I mean, a senior citizen. It's you against you in this world. It's all how you is going to maneuver through. And I agree with what you're saying. I can relate to a lot of stuff that you're saying.
So secondly, some people said whatever you're going through is a lesson. Yes, that is the fact. It's a lesson. But God is ready to, before you get there, you have to go through some things you might ended up falling into. Before you get to the promised land, you have to go through the hard time. So when you get to the promised land, you'll be able to understand, what can I do? What am I going to do? You can't just get to the promised land in a one day lifetime, then I want to be the best person in the world. No. When you get there, you have to go through a lesson. Lesson is the best teacher for everybody.
Yeah, it is. It doesn't have to be the only lesson, but I mean, the only teacher, but it is a good teacher. And also, I wanted to add something that you said, that God put people in people's life for time, for a reason. Let me say it again. God placed people in people's lives for a time, reason, and season. So although you may not have somebody in your life all the time, God will send somebody to help you. God's not going to come down by himself, because you're right. We all have God within us. And so God will place people in our lives. God gives us clues, and we have our spirit team. So we have people that help us get through what we need to get through. We just have to be quiet, sit still, and pay attention and listen, because sometimes the answer is right there in front of you. But this world keeps us so busy that we have to work, and we don't have that time.
Yeah, everybody needs to understand what is called therapy.
Say that.
Therapy, some people like to read novels, like novels. Some people like to listen to music. Some people like, there is a lot of therapy. Some people study things that happens, like journalists, everything that has happened in the past. That is where we see the Bible today. Bible is not just books like God brought from heaven to the whole earth. Because of the things that have happened, that is where Bible comes from.
Yes, people's experiences.
Yes, and the Bible has been teaching us one or two ways. The Bible has its own good side, and the other side, the Bible will tell you, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do. That does not depend, like, because Bible was saying this is how it should be. So God has been in your own body. In your own body, you have God in your own body.
We all do. That's exactly. That's how we can all partake that's how we all have that relationship with God, because God is within all of us. I agree.
Yes. Yeah, so it depends on how good or how bad you are. You're going to separate from God to the other side, So everybody has his own decision. Like, I want to be a good person, I want to be a bad person. Do it. You're going to see the result. So, like, people need to understand that silence, knowing more about yourself, looking forward to yourself, keep things forward. Like, this is what I want to do, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
That's what I have to say about this. So everybody should try to understand. Don't put all your problems on God, because God has a lot of people He's answering right now. Some people were praying. Some people have to go to the church. I want to go to the church on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. What are you doing?
I agree. God is within you. Church is within you. Wherever you are and God is, that's your church. I agree with that.
So let everybody try to understand their own therapy. If you do listen to music whenever you are doing your stuff, keep up to it. Yeah. Anything you like to do. If some people dance, some people see dancing as their own therapy.
Yeah.
Whatever you do that makes you happy, whatever you do that makes you happy, that can heal you from your pain, is what I call therapy to myself.
And that's good. It's distracting your mind off of the problem and looking from the outside. And that's one way that's a way that you can get out of the middle of any situation, is to not focus so much on the middle. Do some things, like somebody had said, step back 2 steps and move forward 5 or something. I got the numbers off, but Yeah, I agree with
Sometimes
that.
I was like, what am I gonna do? Like when life goes so hard, like everybody abandoned, nobody was here to stand by me. Then I was like, okay, let me sit, let me sit on my own. I
Mm-hmm.
need my coffee. I need my music. Whenever I'm listening from music, like I'm judging it to myself, like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is where I'm falling. This is where my emotion was attached to my mindset. Whatever I think, that is what it's going to be the outcome of my emotional feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So I choose music, I choose my silence, I choose
Thank you, Nate.
the things that makes me happy as my therapy. Then I put everything in front of God. God, you need to help me. I need to go through this. You're with me. Even if nobody is with me, you're with me, God.
Yeah. We need something to gravitate to believe that it's something greater. Because if we sit here and just focus on how the world, which is all full with, well, not all of it, but it's a lot of hatred going on, and that's what they want you to focus on because they want you to stay down. But if you can understand how to get yourself to a place to where you can level out and focus up high, then you're better. You're good because you won't you the negative things that's on that low state, you can see it coming. But when you keep yourself on a high level, high energy level, then you're making yourself more susceptible to move forward. It's those people that stay at that lowly bar place that the enemy has a field day with, and those are the ones that tend to make the wrong decisions. So I think that what you're saying is very, very useful and very helpful. Thank you so much for coming on to the live and expressing that with us. And I also want to say that God gives us free will. So who are we to take away the free will from somebody else? So you have the choice to do right. You have the choice to uplift yourself to do better. And dancing around the house is actually good for you because you're moving your body around. You're awakening that energy so that it has room to move, and all that stagnant anxiety energy that's within you comes out either when you sing or when you dance. So that's a good suggestion, a good thing to do when you're feeling down.
Like I said, God is spiritual.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And the reason why I said this is whatever you do that makes you happy, then start in your silence. Keep telling God, God, I want this. God, I want this. Even while I'm listening to music, I talk, I pray. I pray on my own. God, I want this. God, I want this. I want this. I want this. This thing will start healing you day by day. When you keep doing it day by day, you will see it like a miracle.
It's a process.
Everything will look like a miracle. You don't expect you to just call God in a minute and say, God, I wanted billions of dollars in this health. And God is going to take, my daughter, take.
God gives us what we need, not always what we want. And that's a good thing. Yeah, we're in a world of all wants. This is a fleshly world. People want things from like a microwave. Chop, chop, chop. That's not how things work.
So I told somebody, I said, if you want things to be better, work on your mindset.
Yeah.
When you work on your mindset, it's going to help you to achieve your dreams. You know, whatever you have in mind, even if you think you want to build the biggest house in the world, if you keep thinking about it, you're going to fail because you don't follow the process. What will you make you have the best thing in the world? It's just about the following the process, you know, working ahead of it and do the needful. If you don't do the needful, you will still be in the same place, and stop blaming people for your own predicament.
Yeah, a lot of us don't take responsibility for our own actions. That's a good point to make. You do have to be responsible for your own actions. You have a choice. Like I said, you can choose to do good, you can choose to do bad. Whatever choice you do, you have to accept that consequence. It's a package deal. You're not going to escape the consequence. So it's best for you to do the right thing so that the consequences could be more of a right thing as opposed to a wrong thing.
Yeah, so when you don't blame people for your predicament, a lot of people will hurt you.
Uh-huh.
That's fact. When you move closer to people, they will hurt you. You need to leave some space. Even if you're a good person, if you're a philanthropist, let me go through this way. Even if you're a philanthropist, you help people, just help people because God has you to do.
Well, see, a lot of people.
You wanna have,
go ahead.
You don't do it because you just want to have power over people. When you try to have power over people, they will hurt you. Then you will feel like, oh, I do this. Then at the end of the day, people betray me. You don't need them to stay close to you. You just do it and let them go.
You need yourself. That's what you need. For those people that feel that way, if you start putting that trust that you've been putting out on other people and put that love and trust in yourself and be confident and steadfast and strong within yourself, nobody can turn you or tilt you anyway. You're focused. You know who you are, you know whose you are, and you know what your purpose is. So once you're grounded in that foundation, nobody can turn you around or tilt you in any direction. They can try, but you know you got God. If God is for you, who can be against you? So you don't let the world change you and make you do whatever they want to do. You do what you know is right, and you stay firm in yourself. That's why I always say it's important to meditate with yourself and meditate with God, because you're going to need that one-on-one time, with God, that one-on-one time with you together. God's within you, so God's working inside of you to make you all of that. Everything you need is within you. Everything that you need in this world is within you. And by you constantly meditating and spending that time with God, you're going to realize and learn what it is that God has blessed you with, your gifts, your talents, what it is that you need to do. But you don't give up on you. Love on you and put you first. You can't do for others until you do for yourself. And God is always in us. So when I say put yourself first, you are the image of God. God's in you. So you're putting God there automatically. And you put yourself first, because you can't give from a half empty cup. You can't even give from a full cup. You can only give when that cup overflows. When that cup overflows, then you don't waste that. You give that. And then the full cup is for you and your family. You can't give all away from a full cup and then you go back and ask God, I need more, fill my cup. I don't have any more. God gave you that full cup for you and your family. That's what you use it for. And then when it runs over, then you share it. Do you agree with that statement, or you think that's too much?
Really, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Because this is modern world now. Because I believe like everybody should understand what they want for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody should understand. Okay, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And you should stick to who you are. Stick to who you are. So once you stick to who you are, mm-hmm. Whatever God wants you to do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you are a goddess. So in your spirit, mm-hmm. you are a goddess. Mm-hmm. So I love this program so much. Like,
but thank you. Job. Thank you so much.
Some people will be healing right now, whatever they were going through.
Mm-hmm. So and that's the intention. That's the intention. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have to get ready for work.
Oh, okay.
So maybe next time I'm gonna join your live stream.
Sure. So I can't say that I'm going to be on at 5 o'clock, because every time I try, something changes the time. So I'll be on around this time tomorrow. But, all right. Well, thank you for joining the live.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. All right. Thank you. Let me see how I take that off. Okay. All right. We've been on for almost an hour. I thank you all for joining. I thank you for all your comments out there. I thank you for all of the comments out there, even the negative ones that was trying to pull my attention. But understand that I serve a God that is greater. And I work for God. So whatever God wants me to do, I'm going to do. You can put your comments in there and be negative if you want to. That's not my problem. That's your problem. And the consequences, you will have to deal with that, not me, because I'm doing what I believe God has asked me to do, and I'm serving my purpose. So if you think that you can stop me from doing what God has required me to do, you're not mad at arguing with me. You're arguing with God. So that is something that you're going to have to deal with. But I thank you all for joining the live. I am so grateful for all of you out there. Thank you so much, Nate. I seen you have my back out there. Thank you. And I'm glad that I was able to say something that was helpful to you all. But understand that, if you're going through hard times, never give up on yourself. That's one thing you never do. That's what the enemy wants you to do. Give up on yourself and think that whatever situation you are dealing with is just too hard to overcome. Understand that God will not give you more than what you can bear. And understand that you will make it through. Just get through it. Don't give up. That's the key thing for the whole conversation, is you don't give up. And you don't give up on you, is what I'm saying when I say don't give up. Don't give up on you. Spend that time. If life gets so hard and it feels so heavy, go inward with God and yourself, and y'all come with a game plan, a strategy, a way of making things better for your situation. So you need to, in order for you to do that, you need to stop. You need to think. You need to listen, and you need to feel, and have that conversation with God, and ask, what am I supposed to learn from this situation? And ask your spirit team to help guide you to get through the situation. So we've been on for an hour. I thank you all so much for coming out. I hope and I pray that I said something that was helpful to you all out there. Please come and join me again tomorrow. This has been a cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra Simmons. So have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Happy Friday. Peace. You ready for me, girl?